they bring to the table to bring us very reliable execution and very high quality results.
With the help of TCS, SAP Knowledge Transfer and Education is able to create engaging, easy-to-consume learning content exactly when it is needed. This ensures that SAP customers and partners have all the support they need for the latest solutions to create business value and drive business transformation for their companies.
Hello guys, listen, your sessions over here will be up till 1, okay? After that 1 to 1:30 will be a break. Now after that, students who are interested in Japanese will be here, and students who are interested in SAP will be in their labs. Just a short information, because they have brought two, that is SAP and Japanese. Okay, so it will be running simultaneously. So Japanese will be in auditorium from 1:30 onwards and SAP in their labs. Okay.
वो भी थी अभी भेजी थी और बच्चों ने निकाली थी अभी उसने पास ऑन
Please occupy the seats. The guests are arriving in 5 minutes. Those who are standing, please keep in mind that the session will go till 1:30. So it is not possible to attend the session in standing position. So please leave. If you are having a place, find it out and occupy the seat.
Okay guys, who are standing, there is also an option. I would be sharing a streaming link. ठीक है, वहाँ से भी आप बाहर क्लास में जाके या कैंटीन में बैठ के आप देख सकते हो. But do remember 1:30 in labs SAP, 1:30 in Audi Japanese. क्या करे ये जापानीज और उसका बेटा कंफर्म करिए किस टाइम का
और यहीं पे
हाँ ऑडी ये बुक पूछ रहा 2 मिनट रुको Japanese so proper professional certification वो ही वैसे चेंज कर देते पहले फ्रैक्चर ऑफिशियल हाँ नहीं फाउंडेशन से आए ना $75 $7,500 ठीक है मुझे लिटिल एडवांस लाइक एसोसिएट का है 20 की कौन से कोर्सेस अच्छा मैंने
Today, companies of all sizes and in all industries are digitally transforming their business. The pace of change is rising, and new skills and capabilities are needed. SAP, a market leader in enterprise application software, supports around 300,000 companies worldwide with their transformation, offering software and services spanning everything from finance and workforce management to supply chain and customer experience.
So all of these products and the underlying technologies see a very rapid pace of innovation. That means that customer success and adoption becomes more and more dependent on people working with those solutions and implementing solutions, keeping their skills up to date. And this is exactly what we do at Knowledge Transfer and Education. So in addition to traditional
guest will be arriving
training,
in 2 to 5 minutes. Guest will be arriving in 5 minutes.
Digital learning platforms that we provide for digital learning with OpenSAP and the SAP Learning Hub. So for us, it's critical to be very fast and efficient in making all that happen. Developing the content, being able to deploy the content in the classroom, but also in the digital formats, being able to have translated content available in all the key languages, and all of that at a very large scale. And this is exactly where TCS helps us and brings a lot of experience and competence to the table to make that happen at a flawless execution.
So our duty is to provide as a global brand many opportunities which serve as delivering the needs of different target groups. Certain parts of these content flavors we do ourselves with the core teams, and in certain parts we wholly stick to the support of our partner TCS, especially when it comes to e-learning creation, video creation, when it comes to additional gamification elements which are supplementing our offerings and making us good picture of this. I would say we've reached already a huge milestone, adopting from 2017 into our current scenario. Now we are taking the next step towards more digitalization, more flexible creation of mixed media learning assets combining different angles of the learning we need to transport to our customers and partners. And here TCS is an integral part. If I would summarize what the value of the partnership with TCS would be from our perspective, it would be around trust, understanding, and openness.
I'm also continuously impressed by the pride that TCS people show into the overall Tata group and their work. And that pride they bring to the table to bring us very reliable execution and very high quality results.
With the help of TCS, SAP Knowledge Transfer and Education is able to create engaging, easy to consume learning content.
टाइल्स काढायचे दुसऱ्या टॉयलेट बाथरूम
टाईल्स काढायचे आणि ते बसवायचे 15,000
टॉयलेटची
टॉयलेटची टाईल्स काढून स्पर्टिंग
नाही काय करायचं त्याला काय म्हणायचं तू लेबर किती तुम्हाला मटेरियल सांगा तू लेबर किती 2 दिवस लेबर किती 4,000 रुपये 5,000 रुपये मटेरियल नाही तू येतो काय त्याला काय म्हणायचं एक प्लेट त्याला म्हणायचं रोजचे तू एक माणूस तुझा टाकून लेबरचं काय लेबरचं बोल मटेरियल सोडायचं मटेरियल सगळं बोलून जर काय तुमच्याकडे पण ते मोठी सोसायटी हात छोट्या सोसायटीमध्ये आम्ही कुठे बोलून
A very good morning, everyone. My name is Aisha Pathan and I am a student from second year CSPS. A very warm and pleasant morning to our esteemed representatives from Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, our respected JSPM and TSSM Group Director, Dr. Anil Bhosle, sir, JSPM RSCOE Director, Dr. Avinash Padde, sir, Team Student Progression and Industry Relations, Dr. Saurabh Tade, sir, our respected HODs, faculty members, and all our dear students. On behalf of JSPM's Rajashri Shahu College of Engineering, Pune, it is my privilege to welcome you all to the TCS Technology Day. Today is a particularly special occasion for us as our association with Tata Consultancy Services spans over 2 decades. This long-standing association reflects a strong bond between academia and industry, built on shared learning, collaboration, and opportunities for our students. We are truly honored to have such distinguished professionals from TCS with us today, and we look forward to an enriching and inspiring interaction. May I now request our esteemed guest to kindly join us at the dais. A big round of applause for all of our guests. To begin today's program, we will now have the felicitation of our esteemed guests as a token of our gratitude and appreciation. Our first distinguished guest is Mr. Pravin Bhamre, sir, Global Delivery Head, Enterprise Solutions Unit Manufacturing at Tata Consultancy Services. With his extensive experience in enterprise solutions, manufacturing, leadership, and people-centric management, he brings with him a wealth of industry knowledge and valuable leadership insights. We are truly privileged to have you with us today, sir. To felicitate Mr. Pravin Bhamre, sir, I invite our respected Dr. Anil Bhosle, sir, to kindly come forward. A big round of applause for Mr. Pravin Bhamre, sir. Our next esteemed guest is Mr. Ashish Shah, sir, Academic Alliance Group Head, Pune at Tata Consultancy Services. With over 26 years of industry experience, he has contributed to transformation projects across diverse domains and has played an important role in strengthening industry-academic relationships. We are delighted and honored to have you with us today, sir. I request our respected Dr. Anil Bhosle, sir, to felicitate Mr. Ashish Shah, sir. A big round of applause for Mr. Ashish Shah. Our next esteemed guest is Mr. Abhishek Verma, sir, Campus Lead TCS Pune. With extensive experience in talent acquisition and campus recruitment, he plays an important role in connecting young talent with exciting opportunities at TCS. We are delighted to have you with us today, sir. I request our respected Dr. Anil Bhosle, sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. Abhishek Verma, sir. Big round of applause for Mr. Abhishek Verma, sir. Our next esteemed guest is Ms. Anjali Hate, SAP Delivery Manager for Enterprise Solutions Unit at Tata Consultancy Services. Her expertise in SAP delivery and enterprise solutions reflects the diverse technological opportunities available at TCS. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. May I invite our respected Dr. Avinash Bardey, sir, to kindly felicitate Ms. Anjali Hate, ma'am. Big round of applause for Ms. Anjali Hate, ma'am. Our next distinguished guest is Ms. Purva Shinde, Functional Analyst for Enterprise Solutions Unit at Tata Consultancy Services. We are delighted to have you with us today, ma'am. I request our respected Dr. Avinash Bardey, sir, to kindly felicitate Ms. Purva Shinde. Our next esteemed guest is Mr. Rishikesh Holam, sir, SAP Analyst for Enterprise Solutions Unit at Tata Consultancy Services. A very warm welcome to you, sir. I request Dr. Avinash Bardey, sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. Rishikesh Holam. Our next distinguished guest is Ms. Nivedita Kulkarni, ma'am, a Japanese product specialist for Japan operations at Tata Consultancy Services. We are honored to have you with us today, ma'am. May I invite Dr. Saurabh Tadi, sir, to kindly felicitate Ms. Nivedita Kulkarni. Our next esteemed guest is Mr. Unmesh Khate, sir, Program Manager for Japan Operations at Tata Consultancy Services. With over 24 years of professional experience, he brings extensive expertise in program management, service delivery, IT infrastructure, transformation, and leading large-scale programs. His rich experience in industry insights make his presence truly valuable for our students. We are delighted to have you with us today, sir. I request Dr. Saurabh Tadi, sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. Unmesh Khate, sir. may we have a big round of applause for all of our esteemed guests from Tata Consultancy Services. To inspire and motivate our students and set the tone for today's program, I now have the honor of inviting our respected Dean, Student Progression and Industry Relations, SP&IR, Dr. Saurabh Tari sir, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Aisha, and really wonderful anchoring you are doing up till now. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Anil Bhosle sir, Director JSPM and TSSM Group Institute, our own Director Dr. Avinash Bhadde sir, RSUE, Mr. Praveen Bhamre sir, who is always close to RSUE from long time. Sir is Global Delivery Head, Enterprise Solution Unit Manufacturing. Mr. Ashish Shah sir, Academic Alliance Group Pune, always supporting us and the thought process for today's event. Ms. Prerna Chakravarti madam, she is not today, but big support from her. Madam is Talent Acquisition Group Pune. And the part of Prerna madam's team, Mr. Abhishek Verma sir, recently now we are in associations sir, and we will have sir 100% mini campus drive for the JSPM. Ms. Anjali Hate, part of Praveen sir's team, SAP Delivery Manager for Enterprise Solution Unit. Then Ms. Purva Shinde, Functional Analyst Enterprise Solution Unit. Mr. Rushikesh Horam, SAP Analyst for Enterprise Solution Unit. Nivedita Kulkarni and Unmesh sir, they are the part of Japanese team and very, we can say, long experience into this area. I think sir 24 years and madam also more than 20 years into the Japanese language training and grooming the students into that direction. So I appreciate this legendary onto the dais. Many times we rather than reading so many books, if the peoples are here, so in the short span of the time we can listen their thoughts and we may take a lot of benefit and sometimes a direction for the many of the students, okay, to start their career into the right direction. Talking about the association of TCS and JSPM, Rajarshi Shahu and the JSPM Group Institute is not only the today, as Aisha mentioned rightly that it's a 2 decades of the association and we are hoping to be continued for the long time. Recently in 2000, the current batch 2027 being the part of priority institutes amongst the 8 and we are the first to host the campus drive for the TCS in June and of the 160 selections from JSPM Group Institute, which is up till now highest into the Maharashtra, and mentioning here the maximum offers 36 from digital and more than 3 offers into the prime. And sir, again in the focus being priority and upgradation scope is there, we are again grooming our students to how they can shift to digital and the prime into the maximum numbers. And one more provision, we have the second NQT scope in the month of April or post Diwali. Again, we are looking to have more 16 to the TCS sir. So to have more the strong bond, we know various types of bond, okay, pi bond, hydrogen bond. So we are looking to have very strong bond with TCS and this is the part of this event, TCS Technology Day. Very good initiative, very good thought process given by the TAG team. Not only just a tick mark activity, but how we can celebrate this TCS Technology Day with a certain technology. And they have come up with the 2 thoughts today. One is the SAP, particularly the ABAP, and second one is the Japanese language proficiency, and through that how we can have the good pay offers. So always there is an edge in terms of the pay structures also, having the Japanese certification and its relation with IT job structures. So the basic agenda of this event, just now I have mentioned, we want to, or TCS particularly want to percolate the awareness and learning related to the new jobs and how the good pay package. We always talk about amongst our director also to improve the quality of the placement and to improve the average and median salary of the students. So this is the area wherein SAP ABAP, that is the Advanced Business Application Programming, this area wherein we can get the student can get the reasonably better paid jobs and lot of opportunities are there. Multiple times Ashish sir used to tell me that in the vertical of provinces 150 requirements are there and we are at the back foot somewhere. We have to take it on very positive note. how we can make more engineering graduates into the SAP ABAP, not only the ABAP but also in the other SAP verticals. So it is used to build customized extended enterprise software solutions like SAP ERP and SAP HANA. And for that, particularly, it was a long discussion way back with Praveen sir, and today he's going to talk as a keynote onto the SAP and its opportunity. Very, very big area. And not only the IT industries, almost the manufacturing and other sectors also, defense, healthcare, then finance also, there these opportunities are there. So, as I mentioned, the quality placement, 101%, I'm sure that many of the students, they are into the second year, third year, they will take the benefit of this. And not only as a part of the lecture series, onto the second half, we have kept a hands-on onto the SAP ABAP, wherein TCS team will guide us how to use it. And this is not just today's, we want to again go it on rigorous way. Our visionary director that he has also mentioned, we are going into some domain wherein AI can't touch the jobs. So Salesforce is there, SAP is there. And sir, I'm happy to mention here that already in the curriculum of computer engineering, we have started one regular course into the Salesforce. And previous meeting, when we had a HOD meeting, we have taken it on our minutes of meeting to start on the area of the SAP also. So thank you so much, all the dignitaries coming from the TCS. Special thanks to Anil Bhosle sir also. Today he was having at JSPM University their induction, but sir was making it in there also to come to our campus and to meet the guest also. Thank you so much, sir.
We will now have the privilege of hearing from our respected director of JSPM's Rajashri Shahu College of Engineering, Dr. Avinash Badde sir. Sir, may I request you to kindly address the gathering?
Very good morning. Mr. Praveen, Mr. Ashish, Madam Purva, Madam Kulkarni, and all the team members from TCS. Friends, I'm working here for last 24 years, and this is the first event that I'm observing that a company like TCS coming to our campus and they want to celebrate the technological day with some academics. So I think it's a very proud moment for all of us, Rajashri Shahu College of Engineering, and I really thanks to TCS for making it possible to come all the way to our campus and giving this opportunity to host this particular show. I'm very proud of you. Thank you, Team TCS, for giving this honor. Friends, as Saurabh sir has mentioned, now everybody's talking about AI, right? And today also there was a very good article in Times of India that how this AI is going to really create a juggling in the future employments. But there are essentially certain areas like SAP where they will be remain untouched as far as the AI is concerned. And the initiative that is being taken by TCS to educate, especially the students in the area of SAP is really appreciable. Second important aspect that the Japanese language, you know that foreign language has got a very important role to play in employment, future employment. I will quote one example of our student, Mr. Sloka from Computer Engineering, 27 batch student, okay? You might have seen a poster that she have got placed in one of the France company with a package of 33. Friends, she started learning Japanese from first year, second year, third year. She continued her journey and she could able to achieve the N3 certification. Okay? So, look at the opportunities which are there in Japanese languages, not only Japanese languages but in foreign languages also. I think you have learned some of you have learned the German language, Japanese language in first year. You started with that, but you ended when you moved to the second year. It's not like that. So the one that you have started in first year, it has to carry forward what was done actually by the Shloka and see the success of her. Okay, so we are just discussing with the team TCS. Fortunately, I'm very happy and proud to tell you that Ashish Shah sir is also the honorable member of our academic council. And just on the way when we are moving towards the auditorium, he was telling that, sir, we'll go ahead with the different agendas in association with the TCS. Not only SAP, but also we are planning to have a center of excellence in foreign languages. Sir is also talking about there are a lot of opportunity for the Russian language also. You may not have listened to this. Okay, so whatever the opportunities are there, we will have to grab it. And if we are not grabbing it, I think we are losing the benefit of being an autonomous institution. Okay, so looking forward a great support and initiative from TCS. Once again, I thanks to all the team members from TCS for giving this opportunity to host the Technological Day in Rajesh College of Engineering. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Avinash Berde, sir, for your valuable and inspiring words. We will now have the privilege of hearing from our JSPM and TSSM group of Director, Mr. Anil Bhosle, sir. Sir, please kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. Dear students, we have extraordinary dice available here, and this dice is our really family member. Some of the members are conversant with me since I also attend number of programs, and they also are present here. And this is very special opportunity, because of which I requested Tade sir that I wanted to talk, which yesterday I denied. Yesterday I told him, sir, मुझे बात नहीं करना है. But seeing these dice and my experience in Tata Motors, these are my colleagues. And very important thing why I wanted to come ahead to speak here is you are going to get some basic introduction about the SAP. Madam just now told better to talk SAP and not as a SAP. I don't know the reason, but it is good information to me that I will also use SAP word today instead of using SAP. Dear students, I came here to share my very basic experience when this team maybe at that time, at least today's you were trainer maybe in the school in those days. This is example of 1995. I joined Tata Motors in 1986 as a graduate training engineer like you, and at that time we were told it was highly respected position to join as a GET in Tata Motors, which our Bangladesh sir knows and other people also knows. And fortunately, and of course not only fortunate, that was my hard work also to get opportunity at that time. Let me share with you few initial experiences. SAP was totally new. Ratan Tata Saab at that time introduced in one meeting ki so and so thing and we want to start, and he was informed at that time ki it is very difficult in a company like huge company like Tata Motors to implement. Ratan Tata sir told let it take 10 years, but we want to implement it. A very determined person. He wanted something to happen, means happen, and he made it happen. I was having around 5-10 years more experience at that time, like you, managing production department, axle factory of Tata Motors, and core mechanical person. A SAP built software kuch nahi hai. Mechanical is fantastic. And dear friends, we had all manual systems initially, functioning well, huge manpower available. But major problem, Indian blood, indiscipline. Very worst part of our life is indiscipline. We used to have different variety of models, and आज का एंट्री हम 4 दिन के बाद करते थे, तो कहीं का कहीं पता नहीं चलता था. After every month end, huge difference in inventory. A model बराबर नहीं, वो model बराबर नहीं. And one fine day when we started using SAP, and our blood culture was same one, though SAP was there, and entries were differing like anything. क्वालिटी वाला उनकी एंट्री नहीं करता था, प्रोडक्शन वाला नहीं करता था, स्टोर वाला उनकी इन्वेंट्री ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए करके ज़्यादा एंट्री करता था, and huge chaos. It took place, or it took almost around 4 or 5 years time for us to maintain that system. And dear students, It is a fantastic system. We observed after really, as Ratan Tata have told at that time, let it take 10 years. After 10 years, this system worked extraordinarily well. No error in billing, no error in any type of entries, no error in material, no error in rejection. Everywhere things were up to the mark. But Indian blood took at that time 10 years to make it happen. Today, things have changed. Time discipline is very important while implementing SAP system. See, in any organization, not necessarily Tata Motors, variety of products are there. In a day, Japanese people say normally we should be able to produce every 5 seconds a different component, different production, different model. If Tata Motors X model is coming out after 5 seconds, maybe another Y model. Maybe after 10 seconds, XYZ model. And each and every model have huge group of different components. Massive variety, and to take care of that massive variety, dear students, one has to have extraordinary discipline and a system like SAP. If we maintain our time discipline well, system responds extraordinarily well. No question of corrections, no question of any billing errors, no question of any inventories at any level, right from basic component level to at end delivery to the dealer's level. And when all these systems runs well, dear students, picture is really extraordinary. I really troubled at very initial stages, and I really enjoyed after 10 years when system was really successful. So my request to all of you, SAP system is really very good, and another good chance is anybody can learn, not necessarily computer people. Any branch is okay, only learning by heart from the day one is very important. Fortunately, today is day one of introduction, and all this team is well expert for students like you and for experienced people like industry people also. They are well trained. It is up to you to show the interest, to take the interest, to have hands-on practice. Hands-on practice is very, very important. अरे इसमें क्या है समझता है very आसानी से ऐसा नहीं है because n number of varieties are there. If you practice all the varieties, then only chances are there after 6 months you will be able to sit on that chair of SAP. Otherwise it will be very difficult. Right now it is a very good time for of you. My request to take interest from very day one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anil Bhosle sir, for sharing your inspiring and motivating experience with us. With that, we now move towards the most exciting part of today's program. It is now my privilege to invite Mr. Pravin Bhamre sir to deliver the keynote address and share his valuable insights with us. Sir, may I request you to kindly join us?
Good morning. Why the energy is so low in JSPM? Let's try once again. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Nahi aa raha hai. You want to try once again? Yes. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good. That's better. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Really happy to be back here on this dais, almost after a decade. And when Taide sir was talking about TCS relation started almost 2 decades ago, and precisely 4 days down the line, my journey with TCS also started. So 28th of August, I'll be completing 20 years with TCS. As Dr. Anil has already given you a lot of background about SAP, those days becoming SAP consultant was not a privilege for any engineering student. If you want to get into SAP, like Tata Motors, I was working with manufacturing company those days, and our promoter, Mr. Bilakiyas, who were visionary and had very high growth appetite, as well as delivering value to society, they decided to implement SAP in 1998. At that time, I was fortunate, though I do not have decades of experience like Dr. Anil. I was the only engineer in that company because it was chemical manufacturing plant. I'm a mechanical engineer. And the promoters decided to implement SAP in 1998. And because I was the only engineer, the promoters felt that I am the only person who can interact with them, understand what they are speaking on SAP, and that is where 1998 is where my SAP journey started. So before coming to TCS, almost close to a decade, I worked into various different companies. And that is how it used to be in SAP. So you must be thinking, if it is for only experienced guys, only guys who are working in industry, then why are you guys celebrating your Tech Day? And for the Tech Day, why are you considering SAP? So things have changed. So after joining TCS in 2006, 2009 is the first time I felt that while SAP, they had a good mandate of having minimum 2 years of industry experience, I could carve out number of roles which can be played by the freshers. Because if all the senior experts in SAP those days, it was on fingers. So when I came here in Pune in 2012 from Australia, and when I asked my R&D team saying that I need 40 SAP consultants, she started laughing at me. Are you joking or kidding? From where we'll bring these 40 SAP consultants? So that was the time. And same situation was there when I was in Gandhinagar in 2006, 2009, before traveling to Australia. Finding SAP consultants in market was very rare. And the SAP jobs were so cream. If I have to quote the example of those days, in 1998, the guys from Tata Infotech, which got merged subsequently into TCS, they will travel only in Shatabdi, they will stay only in Hotel Miramar in Daman, they will have AC conference rooms. In manufacturing plant, finding AC conference room, probably you know, right? And they will only eat dry fruits and food from Miramar or equivalent. Lot of guys actually, our company had a private chopper, and lot of senior leaders those days, they used to fly in the chopper. My boss, when I joined, he was telling his old age stories. He has taken rounds of Earth at least 6 to 7 times. And when I asked him for what you were traveling, saying that SAP system had problem, so he was the only expert who can join. So it is not the same day now, things have changed. But you still can be that expert, right? Moving back to 2009 story, so when I carved out the number of activities, number of roles that can be played by fresher, so we decided in TCS to train freshers, engineering graduates into SAP. So I myself have volunteered extra hours working along with my boss to start first batch of SAP training in Gandhinagar. In 2009, we trained 21 consultants and some of them were part of my team. Most of the 21 guys to whom I trained, they are still in touch with me, and most of them are outside India. None of them, probably 1 or 2 guys who wanted to come back to India have come back after spending decades into overseas. Now they are back and settled very well. So there is a very bright future. There are a number of opportunities. You must be thinking, why I am telling you old stories. These old stories are just to set the context. If you look at even today, or until today from 1998 when I started my journey, we were using SAP R3. SAP has evolved a lot. Anjali probably will talk more details about what opportunities you have, how you can grab those opportunities. But while she covers in detail the available opportunities and modules and all that in her presentation, I just wanted to give you a high-level view of how SAP has evolved. So when I started my career, we were into R2 and R3. Then various versions came up like 4.6, 4.7, ECC to now S4. SAP is the only ERP now which is used by 99% of the Fortune 500 companies. You won't find any company. So Mr. Ratan Tata was a visionary leader. That's why he mandated to implement SAP those days for Tata Motors, and same was the case with most of the companies those days. Nowadays, SAP, you won't find, you take name of any big company, be it Airbus, be it Boeing, be it Bombardier, they're all on SAP. In terms of aerospace, in terms of automobile, not only Tata Motors, be it Volvo, be it Mercedes, be it any company, automobile, any manufacturing big names, you know, any oil and gas, any retail, CPG, any pharmaceutical companies, all major top-end companies are using SAP. So why are we telling you this when you are in second year? SAP has evolved rapidly over decades. Earlier you start your journey, what we started training students in after they join us, we want that to be shifted into shift left. JSPM is new to the SAP journey. So last 2 weeks back I was in Chennai with one of the institute like JSPM, and they wanted to start integrated SAP curriculum. So they have SAP subjects right from year 2. So they will get trained into what is industry, what is ERP, what all are the business process, right? Dr. Anil talked about various processes of inventory management, manufacturing, production, right? Stock taking. So all these processes you should understand in year 2 itself. If you understand it in year 2, then you will be able to understand what value SAP delivers while working on those processes. So once you understand the value of the processes, then you can dive deep into the SAP as a technology. Now nothing is complete without AI. Do you have option? Probably no. So SAP is one company which has been adopting all the changes that are coming into the world, which is very rapidly changing. If you want to stay relevant, you need to adapt. You don't need to get scared of the new technologies coming in. So AI, SAP has come up with business AI now, and SAP has started its AI products called Joule long back, I think in 2023, right? If I'm not wrong. So any new wave of the technology coming in, SAP comes, adopts, and brings everyone into the SAP ecosystem to the level. So if you don't continuously keep learning, you will become irrelevant. So as a student, your learning journey will not stop here. Your learning journey will continue. So today on this technology day, what we are going to do, we don't want to give you theoretical lecture. We want you to try hands-on. Thanks Ashish for coming up with this idea of celebrating Technology Day with all the priority institutes. Each one of you is privileged to be part of this priority institute for TCS. Believe me guys, SAP jobs, if I were to throw you the numbers, across the market, forget TCS. TCS, if I were to talk about, I am part of Enterprise Solutions Unit, which is 55,000 associates, which is close to almost 10% of TCS headcount. Very close to 10% of TCS headcount. So you will be part of the 10% of the TCS if you join TCS. Within that TCS, if I have to talk about SAP is almost 65% of our total enterprise solutions volume. So it means how much of 55,000 comes? If it is 65%, close to 30,000, right? If 30,000 SAP consultants we have, every year, even if you assume 10% attrition, 3,000 guys are leaving us. Where are they going? It means there are opportunities. How do we backfill? We'll have to onboard freshers, right? Like you, guys like you. So every year we have minimum requirement TCS alone for SAP around 3,000. If I assume 10%, but we have to grow. So how much we want to grow? Another 10%. So at least 6,000 freshers we will be recruiting only for SAP. If you add Salesforce, 55,000, 10%, it comes to around 11,000. So enterprise solution has huge opportunities. So while you guys would be starting your journey with SAP, there would be, you already have, Taide sir mentioned, Salesforce already kicked off. So my suggestion to the institute would be, anyway, I have the deck which I will share with you. The curriculum which we have designed as a part of academic council, we'll share that with you so that we want more and more institutes to adopt this. This I am talking about TCS. If I have to talk about global scale, even today, as we speak, 60% of the companies are still working on ECC, and by December 2027, SAP is mandating everyone to move on to S4HANA. What it means for each one of you, the migration will not happen with just one click, the way Windows get upgraded. That is not how SAP gets upgraded. It means we need thousands of SAP consultants across globe. And that is why SAP University has offered SAP training module, which is free to each one, every one of you. So I'm not sure whether you guys are aware of Learning Hub is the SAP platform. Salesforce has already democratized and given free access to the students, and same way SAP has also given free access to each one of you for your Learning Hub. So it's opportunity for you to grab and become very unique. So guys, believe me, if you are just completing your graduation in your branch, like you, there are hundreds of thousands of students who are doing their graduation. You will get selected, shortlisted only if you have anything more than your graduation or something more than your graduation. So that when I'm saying something more than your graduation, either you adopt SAP, either you adopt Salesforce or Oracle or any skill. And along with that language, our colleagues will be talking about how many opportunities we have in Japan, how the relationship between India and Japan is helping offer more opportunities for students like you. So it is very important you grab the skills which are needed for future. It is very important you learn the languages which are making or differentiating you from other students. And while you do all these things, it is not theoretical learning enough nowadays. Along with that, hands-on is what is needed. So unless until you do hands-on practice, unless until you work on the live projects, unless until you solve the real-life challenges into the industry, this is incomplete. So my suggestion is, I am sure your institute is taking you to various plants. With Dr. Anil's connect, I am sure you can visit Tata Motors plant. And when you go on the plant, you will see there are thousands of challenges. There are thousands of opportunities where you can make an impact. Believe me guys, just passing the subject, getting CGPA of 9 or 9.5 is not enough in today's world. You are living in a competitive world wherein each one of you will get a job. You will get a job, but do you really want to grab a generic job and do 9 to 6? Or you want to get into a job which is helping you, which is in line with your passion, which is helping you make an impact on the society or on the customers. That's where you should focus on. With this, I will just summarize what I said. Doing graduation in one stream is not enough. You have to go extra mile, grab one technology skill, one language skill, and only grabbing skills is not enough. You go beyond grabbing the skills and work on the real life projects. Don't just copy paste. If you work on real life projects, if you are able to articulate the impact that project is doing by leveraging your skill, then you will be able to find a job of your dream and salary of your dream. The last point I want to tell you, you must be thinking, why are you giving such a big lecture when TCS offers only 3.5 lakhs or 6.5 lakhs? Right? That is what comes in your mind. But guys, just look at your alumni, those who started their career from TCS and those who started their career with high value jobs. Look at them 5 years down the line. Your value will increase based on the impact you are making to the company or the customers of that company. Your value or your growth will be dependent on what impact you are making for your customers or society, or what impact you are making to yourself. Your starting salary is just a start. What TCS is going to offer? TCS is going to offer a platform. TCS is going to offer you the opportunities to learn. TCS is going to offer you the opportunities to make an impact, which will help you grow. When I joined TCS with 10 years of experience, with 1/10 of or less than 1/10 of the salary I was earning 20 years back. So if I can get 20 times higher salary in 20 years, that is the potential TCS has. Right? So don't look at your starting package. I am sure you will for getting admission, but that is not what will make real impact. If you really want to build your career, work on real life projects. That will be my advice. With this, I'll stop here. Thank you and wish you all the best. Do participate in hands-on trainings and wish you all the best. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, moving ahead, we will have a tech talk session from Ms. Anjali Hathe ma'am on SAP.
morning, everyone. Am I audible? How is everyone today? Excited? Or are you still confused? I don't know. I'm not able to gauge the energy of the audience today. Is it lunchtime already? Not yet, right? All right, okay. So let me just introduce myself first before I, give you a bit of lecture on what SAP is and the technology and all of that, okay? So first of all, thank you Ashish, thank you our GSPM delegates. It gives me immense pleasure to be here in the college and also reminds me, of all those good old engineering days. Okay, so when Anil sir, today spoke about, his experience about Tata Motors and how SAP got implemented in Tata Motors, it just reminded me, how we could add value in this particular technology. Okay, so around 20 years back, when I started my career, I was a campus recruit, just like one of y'all, how you would be in years to come. And I remember that, how it was. I really didn't know what SAP is and, what am I doing here. Okay, so the first thing that I would really tell you guys is you need to understand why are we doing this. Okay, so the why is absolutely very important when it comes to learning any technology for that matter, and definitely for SAP for sure, I'll say, because unless you understand, why are you learning this, what is this, and what is the impact that you will create, you will not be able to add value. Okay, so today I will be talking about how you can build your career in SAP. Okay. Right. So I'm not sure how much y'all have understood how businesses work. If y'all are from a business background, or if your families are running businesses, you will know that what are the 4 pillars of business and what is needed to run a business. Okay. So whichever business that we are running these days, and if you need a consolidated view and if you need to do all the processes together, it is important that we have an ERP solution that supports these businesses. So that is where SAP comes into picture. So we need to understand the enterprise. We need to choose the stream of our interest within SAP, and then we can build the skills that can travel across the industries. Okay, so today I'll talk about how you can move from a graduate to a consultant and to an architect or leader in the industry. Okay, so what is SAP? So think of SAP as the digital backbone that connects how an organization plans, buys, sells, delivers, pays, and manages people. So when it comes to any businesses, there are 4 pillars of any business, which is processes, definitely very, very important. People are the ones who will run the process, data and technology. And where SAP comes into picture is not just technology in all of those 4 pillars. So when I say processes, okay, so I know we all are engineering graduates. So it is difficult for us to relate to the business processes. But even if we want to do, or even if we want to work in SAP as a technology, it is absolutely important for us to understand the business processes, because without the business processes, you will not be able to relate the technology. So when I say about business processes, what are the business processes? What do you need to run a business? So you will have your procure to pay, you will have your sales, you will have your finance, you will have your HR, hire to retire processes, etc. Then when it comes to people are the ones who will drive your businesses. Be it your employees, be it your partners, be it your suppliers, be it your customers. In today's AI world, definitely data is the key. Data is what drives the business and drives your expansion, building future of your business. So definitely data is one of the main pillars of your business process. Then comes technology. So technology is where SAP comes into picture. So we'll talk about all of this in detail. Yeah. So how does a business run through SAP? One customer order can trigger coordinated work across multiple business functions. So your planning is where you determine how many, how Anil sir gave an example of the components to build a model of a car, what all components are needed, how much is needed, when is it needed, all of that comes under planning. Then source, which is obviously procuring the materials that are needed to build the car. Then next is make, which is production. Make the car, look at the quality of the car. So all of these are core parts of SAP. Then obviously sell the car, deliver. When we say deliver, you will produce the car in a manufacturing plant, and then you have to deliver that to the different retailers in the market. And obviously record, which is obviously get the money for the produced product. So how do engineers fit well in this system? Because they come from a systems thinking background. They understand the process logic. Obviously, we are very good at data orientation, problem solving, and obviously because of our capability to think continuously, we also are good at suggesting continuous improvements.
Guys, have you understood what is ERP and why ERP is needed? Let me simplify it for you. So each one of you, our home, who prepares food at home? Huh? Who prepares food at home?
There are three answers, sir.
Most of the places it is mom, right?
No, there are three answers.
There are areas divided nowadays. So our days, it used to be our mom. So our mom was running ERP in her brain, right? 24/7. So those days, houses used to be like, unlike today's, like kids and parents. So those days, it used to be like kids, parents, uncles, aunties, grandparents, right? Just imagine. Have you seen any day when your mom finds that something is missing in the kitchen, so today is holiday, no food? No, right? Similarly, for the home, she is able to manage it, right? So she is knowing how much to prepare, to be able to prepare how much grocery is needed, how much oil is needed, how much sugar is needed, whatever components, how many vegetables have to be brought, from where to be brought, right? That is for a family she is able to manage by her own. Now just imagine there is a function, marriage event in the home. What happens for the marriage? We invite the cook or chef, right? Then we tell them the budget that 1,000 guys will be participating, right? So that chef will give you the list of items to be procured based on the menu you are telling, right? How is he doing all this? He is doing it all with help of his experience, right? If it is 1,000 people, means how many kg of rice will be needed? How is he calculating? Based on his experience, how much of rice is consumed by one person, right? If it is a sweet, how much of sweet to be produced? And to be able to produce that sweet, how much quantity of dal is needed, or sugar is needed, or oil is needed, or ghee is needed? Based on that, he is calculating it. So when Anjali was sharing example of producing a car, can there be a one person who decides to be able to produce a car? How many components are going into a car? Any idea?
क्या लगता है कार बनाने के लिए? टायर लगता है, इंजन लगता है, ग्लास लगता है, सीट्स लगते हैं, और क्या लगता है? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कंपोनेंट्स लगते हैं. The list, how many components car has? Some thousands.
1000 plus.
Not more than 1000. It is in thousands. Engine itself has around 20,000 plus components. उसका screw, gasket, right? Springs, उसका body, piston, connecting rod. So the list is very big. और जैसे डॉक्टर अनिल बोल रहे थे, हर एक मॉडल के लिए वो कंपोनेंट्स का स्पेसिफिकेशंस अलग होता है, राइट? सो व्हेन थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग फ्रॉम किचन टू द फंक्शन which is small scale, maybe 100 guests or 200 guests, if it is 1000 guests, just imagine a temple. शिरडी या शेगांव का टेम्पल ले लो. How many guys are eating every day? How are they managing their kitchen? How much of gas is needed? How many raw materials are needed? So similarly in the company, to be able to manage, earlier on piece of paper, purchasing department was procuring it based on who needs it, how much is needed, and because all these functions were disconnected, there were a lot of wastages. Nowadays, if you visit any car manufacturing plant or aeroplane manufacturing, the productivity has increased exponentially. Why? The wastages have come down. The inventory cost has come down. When I say inventory, मतलब क्या है? घर में आप पूरे साल का चीनी लेके खरीदोगे? क्या होगा अगर खरीद के रख दिया तो? It has shelf life, right? It will get spoiled. It will lose its property. You will lose the taste. जैसे घर में monthly grocery लाते हैं, वैसे ही to make the cost of producing car effective, क्या करते हैं हम लोग? वो जब चाहिए, you might have learned by this time, just in time. If you follow just in time, then you will have less inventory cost. Ensuring that cars are produced every minute, every second. तो ये जो पूरा कॉम्प्लेक्स एनवायरनमेंट रहता है, कुछ भी आपको अगर प्रोड्यूस करना है तो उसके लिए आपको रॉ मटेरियल लगेगा. फिर आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कौन से मशीन पे क्या प्रोड्यूस करोगे उसका प्लानिंग करना पड़ेगा. वो प्लानिंग के बाद में जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो उसका क्वालिटी मेजर करना पड़ेगा. प्रोड्यूस कैसे करना है? हाउ विल यू नो हाउ टू मैन्युफैक्चर अ कार? विच कंपोनेंट इज फिटेड वेयर? If someone gives you all 25,000 components, will you be able to assemble a car? No, right? तो कार के अलग अलग सेक्शंस होते हैं. कार का स्टील का शीट आता है, उसको काटने के लिए एक अलग शॉप रहता है, पंचिंग करने के लिए दूसरा शॉप रहता है, वो वेल्डिंग करने के लिए तीसरा शॉप रहता है, और हर शॉप में क्या प्रोसेस करना है वो फॉलो करने के लिए कितना मटेरियल लेना है, कौन सी प्रोसेस फॉलो करना है. All these things are getting captured, calculated into the ERP. तो अभी कुछ भी आने दो वर्ल्ड में, ERP कहीं जाने वाला है? It will not go, right? Basics will always remain. And that is why SAP is surviving, sustaining, thriving for so many years. With AI, what is happening now? All these processes, whatever we were doing manually, nowadays, they are happening with help of AI. तो अगर पहले टाटा मोटर्स में 100 कार बना पा रहा था दिन में, तो by deploying AI features, you can produce 200 cars. With help of bright minds like you, when you go and visit Tata Motors plant, you have to keep your eyes and ears open. Your eyes and ears open, what it means? You have to look for the opportunities to make an impact. How can you make it faster, quicker? How can you make it cheaper, right? So that is where the ERP comes in picture. So you are going right. So in the previous slide, whatever she was showing, so ERP क्या सिर्फ ऑटोमोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में यूज होता है? नहीं, it is used across all these industries what she was showing on the next screen. Okay, so listen to this through this perspective. Okay, that's what I wanted to add, Anjali. Thank you.
Right. So, as Praveen said, ERP is not only used in just to manufacture cars or, just for any of those retail shops. There are various industries where ERP is needed. So, please keep in mind, if you do your research about the different industries and then when you learn about SAP, you will be able to relate what that technology does actually to these industries. What is the impact that technology creates to these industries? So few of the industries that SAP is most widely used is automotive. Obviously, we have had examples given. Manufacturing, very widely used. Retail and consumer, healthcare and life sciences, energy and utilities, banking and services, travel and logistics, public sector and education. Are we really missing any industry here? Not really. SAP is used in almost every industry that's possible, and they have created their customized solutions for industries. So, that makes it more easier for the industries to adapt and grow using technology. So, moving on. Yeah. Now, when it comes to your careers in SAP, so I would broadly classify your careers in SAP into two streams. One is obviously the functional stream, and the second is the technical stream. So, when I say the functional stream, so functional stream is basically is somebody who has a real interest for the domain. So, I'll take an example of, say, hire to retire or HR. Okay, so if you're really interested in understanding how the HR team works in a business, and if you are able to relate that with SAP as a technology, which means that you can advise the customer how HR should be built in your system or in your for your businesses. So if you are able to do that, which means you have an interest in the functional, being a functional, and you can have a career in being a functional consultant. And when I say about the technical stream, so within SAP, obviously, it's a technology. So you need a lot of things to build that technology, right? You need to code, you need to know about integration, you need to know about cloud architecture, you need to know about artificial intelligence. So if this is what drives you and this is what excites you, then you can have your career in the technical stream. So basically there are two streams that you can adopt when it comes to SAP. So this is how SAP turns business processes into enterprise solutions. Functional consultants specialize by business domain. As I said, pick up an area of interest in the business. It could be supply chain, it could be manufacturing, it could be your finance, it could be your hire to retire. It's already mentioned. It could be your asset management. It could be your customer services as well. So identify an area of interest, what excites you, and do your specialization in that, and then you can go ahead and be a functional consultant. A typical functional growth path that you would have as a functional consultant in SAP would be obviously a graduate or an analyst. That's how you would join us. Then you can grow into a consultant wherein you would own that particular area, as in it could be finance, it could be supply chain, it could be people, any of these areas, you will own that entire area. Then you can be a senior consultant wherein you will lead the design and delivery of the change, of the system change. Then you can progress to become a solution architect, wherein you can connect the entire end-to-end processes. So when you grow into a solution architect, which means you will understand the entire landscape and you can suggest solutions to the customer. And then obviously you can definitely grow as a program or a practice leader in that area. So I spoke about what you can do if you want to become a functional consultant in the SAP area. Now, I'll tell you what are the options if you decide that you want to continue to be a technical consultant in the SAP area. So, our people in the tech, they normally, work on application development, which means ABAP, RAP, Fiori, UEFI, they are all hardcore coding stuff. So if you're interested in, coding, then definitely, you can pick this as your area of interest. Then obviously cloud and extension, SAP BTP. BTP is nothing but business technology platform. So SAP, continuously works on developing their products regularly, and they will come up with all cost effective ways of how you can build things in SAP. So you can definitely explore your careers in cloud and extension integration. So when it comes to any ERP or any enterprise solution, it definitely cannot have just one technology. It just cannot have SAP or one product. There are chances that it needs to integrate with some third party, it needs to integrate with some suppliers. Okay, so for that, integration is a must. So if you are interested in APIs, if you are interested in building APIs, if you are interested in working on integration, if that is what excites you, if middleware is what excites you, then definitely you have a scope in building your career as an integration architect. Then obviously data and analytics. SAP has a very good, software or very good platform for your data and analytics. The main advantage of using SAP here is because you have everything in one system only. So all your data is residing within the system. You can use that data, and then SAP uses its own analytics and comes up with recommendations. So if you are interested in analytics, if that is what excites you, then definitely you can explore your career in data and analytics. Then definitely platform operations, basis, cloud operations, performance. So this is nothing but your system, your infrastructure. So if that is what excites you, then definitely, you can explore more about this. And last but definitely not the least is security and AI. So security is basically, how you can keep your system secure, your credentials, anything and everything related to security comes under security. And AI, I need not talk about. I guess everybody is well aware of what AI can do. So what is the typical growth path if you aspire to be a technical consultant in SAP? So you'll obviously join us as a developer. Then you grow as a developer or engineer. You start to build components on your own. Then you become a lead technical architect, and finally engineering or technology lead. Yeah. Right. So what you need to do first is obviously start small, build, which Praveen mentioned again and again. Hands-on is very, very important. See, we get to see a lot of engineering graduates on a day-to-day basis every day in the office. So one of the things that we have observed is, a lot of them do not understand, why are we doing this? So it is possible that they are certified in SAP. It is possible that they have a lot of coding experience and all of that. But what probably will add more value is if you understand why are we doing this. If you understand the different business areas, if you understand the domains, so you will get to know what is the impact that you can create and how value you can add, to the customer. So understand that, build on your foundation, understand the end-to-end process, specialize in that area, and then build, showcase. As in, do your hands-on, build on it, and I'm sure when you do that, you will definitely be excited about it, because obviously, you will know that, why are you doing this? Okay, and what is the value that it is adding back to the customer? Okay. So that is in a nutshell about how you can build your career in SAP. Any questions? Happy to take any questions. Don't be shy. If you have not understood anything, then also you can ask me. Happy to answer. Repeat anything. Okay. But as I said, and as Praveen said, hands-on is very, very, very important. You need to understand why are you doing it. You ask these questions to yourself that, you know, if I do this, what is the impact it will create, okay? If you are picking up a business domain for specialization, understand what is the value that business domain is adding to the business. Because without this, you know, you'll not be able to have that conversations with the customer. Because typically in an IT industry, we work for customers, we work to see how we can add value to their businesses. So it is very, very important that you understand the business thoroughly, and then you work on SAP or learn SAP, and then suggest solutions to the customer. Okay, all right. So with that,
There is a question.
So guys,
Sir, one question.
yeah, that is what I'm saying. If the first thing, if you want to build your career is ask questions. If you don't ask question, you are actually carrying that problem with you and you will stay wherever you are. I see this very common in most of the campuses, most of the institutes where students are shy. No one is going to laugh at you, and if someone is laughing at you, they are showing their teeth. That is how you have to take it. So no question is a wrong question. Whenever any speaker is asking you if you have questions, be courageous and come forward with the questions. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, if we want to learn about SAP, then which courses we should do and from where?
Wonderful question. Alright, if you guys would have been carrying out this question with you, then who would have helped you, right? So Anjali is right person to tell you which course has to be done. So in my keynote, I talked about SAP is offering free access to Learning Hub. How to access it? During hands-on, Tim will share you how to get registered for Learning Hub, how to do self-learning, right? Anjali talked about two types of streams, functional streams and technical streams. Considering you guys are fresh graduates, for engineering students, my recommendation is you select the technical streams if you like coding. Nowadays, you can start your foundation with SAP ABAP. Keep on building to the next level, go into Fiori, and then you can move into integration layer like CPI or BTP, which is then further connecting back to AI. So that should be your roadmap for future. So if you guys are not asking the question, you will not get the answers. And if you don't get the answer, you will be confused and just roaming around, or what at the max will happen, whatever your seniors or the people to whom you know have done, you will follow the same path. Nothing wrong doing that. The only thing is you will not grow beyond whatever that person has grown. So if you want to set example for yourself, if you want to become a star in your life and achieve your dreams, you have to go extra mile, ask questions whenever you have opportunity. We will disappear after today. Who is going to help you? Right? Yes, please go ahead.
Hello sir, sir, currently I am in final year of my engineering. Sir, in last 2 months I completed my SAP backend certification from SAP Learning Hub. But
SAP Learning Hub.
SAP Learning Hub. And sorry, sir. And when I searched for, when I started searching for the job or any internship opportunity in SAP ABAP domain, so I don't see any kind of new opportunity as an intern in this field. They always want 2 to 3 years of experience. So how TCS will help in this case?
So Ashish is here. I keep asking him, help me with interns who have done certifications. Help me with interns who are being trained into SAP. He is not able to help. He is asking Taide sir, and Taide sir mentioned in his speech, right? That, sir, I need 150 SAP trainees. So connect through right channels. It is very important. If you get trained, certified, and if you don't find right path, then you will be in trouble.
We have 2 interns already.
We already have.
I'm not sure, where you're getting this information though, because we have an intern in our team who finishes her internship on 31st August, and we are getting her converted to an employee. So, if you do well, definitely you have further employment opportunities with TCS, and it's not that we don't take interns. We have a lot of interns, and more is needed. Yeah.
Guys, I am driving it in TCS. I don't want to onboard any trainee in my unit. What I want to onboard is all interns doing 6 months of internship with us. We training, mentoring, ensuring they do their hands-on, so that when you joined as an employee, you are productive and contributing from day one rather than taking 1 year, 2 year. That is where not only TCS, every company will push for. What every company is expecting from every academic institute is they help produce associate students who can be deployable on day one, right? So that is where we are shifting. So we do have a lot of internship opportunities, but you will not get internship with us only because you are certified. You have to be eligible as per TCS eligibility criteria. You have to clear the entrance test for internship. After successful completion of internship, based on feedback from Anjali and Purva, how you work. So your life is not easy that you stepped up one step and life is done. No, you have to continuously prove yourself at every step to stay relevant, to grab the opportunities. Okay? I think you got the answer. Sorry, you are adding something.
Yeah, see, your profile is with us, and I discussed with sir also. But there is certain span for the internship. 101% you would be interviewed for the same position. But I was observing, I was to add one thing. See, sir is telling rigorously right from morning, means as the session is for the Pura, but wherever need he's coming and again telling you people. How many are taking the notes? I just had to walk through and I have not observed anyone is jotting down the things. Even we know the things, but we are taking the notes. We want to make it a curriculum integrated with SAP, as sir has mentioned. And today he is going to share with me one of the Chennai-based college. Sir has designed the curriculum for the SAP, integrated with the regular curriculum. Please take notes. Okay, everything is going to be help you. Vanilla kind of things are not required nowadays. Unless and until you are not going to. He has mentioned one technology, one language, one live project. Have you jotted down? We have jotted down. Okay. So we don't have to start work. Already we are doing. So for you next batches, okay, even those who are into the final year, please take notes, think about it, and then it will get concentrated. And what are the agenda we have taken today as a technology day, not just a tick mark activity, right?
See, the success of technology day is 80% of you are aspiring to get into SAP space. 80% of you are adding value to yourself to develop your career. We are not coming here just because we have been asked to. Each one of you have the work back in the office. No one is going to do that work while they are investing this full day here into technology day. Okay? Why they are doing it? Because they don't want, as Anjali mentioned in her speech, when she started her career as a SAP consultant, she was not knowing what is SAP and the kind of struggle. So she do not want you to go through the same struggle. Her efforts will be waste if you guys are not paying attention, if you guys are not noting it down, if you guys are not learning anything from this room. It is not only this room, but the hands-on that you are going to do. So it's very important. See guys, choice is yours. You can enjoy 4 years. Your parents will not know. Your teachers will know, but they have nothing to lose in the game other than their sleep. because all the teachers will be happy if their students are doing great, right? The future of institute is dependent on how well you do in future, right? Your future decides the future of the institute. If you don't do well down the line, this institute over a period of time will not be at the level where it is. It is at this level because your seniors have done great job, right? Why are we coming here? Why your institute has gained the tag of a priority institute? Because your seniors have gone extra mile. They were not having such opportunities that you have. Choice is yours whether you, I'm not saying that you don't enjoy the life. You have to find a balance between enjoying life and investing for the future. So take a right calls, guys. Whenever you get opportunity, ask the questions. Whatever is coming inside. If you come and slip into the room, it is your problem. You are losing on it. Okay?
Just 1 second. Somebody asked where you can learn about SAP. Just go to training.sap.com. You will get everything that's needed. Okay, so that's the website for anything if you want to learn about SAP. So just make a note. It's training.sap.com. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, so I meant to ask, speaking about SAP and Salesforce as for their companies, how did they manage to convince other companies that their software are important for them? Like when they started their softwares, the manual work was more accurate and fast. So how did they convince other companies?
Very good question. Very good question. But do you believe manual work is accurate and faster than the system work?
No, actually, the initial softwares they launched were slow.
Initial softwares launched were slow. Anything you start, you will have some teething issues, right? Any technology. And SAP, we used to call it, rather, my good friend always used to call it SAP is Sare Aadmi Pareshan. The way Dr. Anil also said, no? It is a human psychology. If you are used to getting things done in a certain way, you believe that is the right way. Anything new comes up in your way, right? Now everyone is upset with AI. Everyone has fear that AI will take away jobs. Everyone feels that we'll have a less placement next year. That is not the case. If you hear our chairman, N. Chandrasekharan, he's saying that if today we have 600,000 employees, maybe tomorrow we will have equal number of AI agents working with the number of employees. He's not saying that we will release 300,000 employees from the company. In fact, we are recruiting every year same numbers or more numbers. If now I have to talk about how many SAP requirements we have open, probably they are in thousands. Not a single weekend we have, our teams are sitting idle. All these guys are tired of conducting interviews. Every weekend we are conducting interviews. Even weekdays nowadays. And there are still thousands of requirements open. Not only with TCS, with Infosys, IBM, Accenture. So with technology, if I have to tell you my own experience, when we were doing certain things manually, it used to take number of days. Now with the data into the system, we were able to make significant impact. I will give you a very simple example. Okay, in my initial phase of a career, I was a utilities engineer. The AC that you guys are feeling this comfortable temperature, how many of you are mechanical engineers here? Do you know how this room is getting cooled? No one cares, right? There is a central chilling plant or AC air conditioning plant which is set up that might be, you might have outsourced it to maintain it to someone, but for big industries, I was the utility engineer. My job was to ensure the temperature in each and every room not in the room, but each and every chemical reactor is maintained at the temperature it is expected to. If it is -20, it has to be -20. If it becomes from -20 to 0, the chemical reaction will increase the pressure into the reactor and that reactor will burst. What it means, if that reactor bursts, means what? The whole town will go off. So the impact of the operator sitting and writing on piece of paper, what all are the parameters, temperature, level of the brine or coolant or the oil, whichever are the parameters, if I am measuring it into the logbook, there is very likely chance that I will miss something. Or I will take a nap, doze off and something goes off, right? Most of the industry accidents are happening because someone is not monitoring it rightly. With help of these systems and on top of that now AI coming up, all such accidents are reducing. Not only incident accidents are reducing, but the productivity, the consumption of electricity is improving, right? All the TCS offices, our power consumption is reduced by 40%. Each and every electricity consumption point is monitored centrally into a control room using number of IoT sensors. So that's the power of technology. Coming back to your question, how did they convince? They do not need to convince. They have shown the advantages of adopting these technologies, right? If they have to convince me, they have to sell their product at discounted rate, which is not the case. If you go and purchase the SAP licenses, you cannot negotiate with SAP. SAP will demand their pricing and they will ask for an advance. Same is the case with Salesforce. Because earlier if you have to reach out to your customer base, which is spread across globe, what was the means? You will send mailers, you will make calls. Now with the help of internet and tools like Salesforce, you can connect with your millions of customers using a lot of innovative creative offerings to generate the leads. None of the lead is lost. So if you just go and visit any mall, the guy is sitting there demonstrating the car, there is a Salesforce running behind in their smart handheld devices. Users giving them mobile number is creating a lead, capturing all your background based on various subscription platforms. So that's the power of the tool. So they don't have to sell their tool. And that is why in the market, the guys who are getting into Salesforce with just 2 years of experience, they are demanding 20 lakhs. 3 to 5 years of experience, we are paying them 40, 50 lakhs. So if you look at your current CTC of 30 lakhs, you might be continuing in 30 lakhs for 5 years. But if you get into technologies like SAP, Salesforce, with TCS and the kind of experience you gain, you will have opportunity to cross that person within few days. That's on CTC in India. The number of on-site opportunities we offer to our associates, no one else offers. We were the first to send our trainees into Mexico. With just 6 months of experience, a lot of guys from institutes like JSPM have traveled to places like Mexico, and after a couple of years, they have traveled to UK. Ask Purva, she joined me in 2012, September, and she was in UK in December. October only, not December, right? So, you have to, when you select where you want to join, you have to select that looking at long-term opportunities, not short-term. Okay, otherwise you will be penny wise, pound foolish. Yes, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. Any other question?
Sir, my question is now SAP has also introduced their own AI tool like Joule AI.
Correct.
So as a developer, how we can use it, or how you think like it will impact on our future also in development scope?
And that is where guys, when I said to Taide sir, now only teaching SAP ABAP is not enough. SAP ABAP is a foundation, you have to do it, and probably you will have to start teaching them ABAP in second year itself. If you learn SAP ABAP in a second year, Fiori in a third year, BTP, Joule and Business AI in your first semester of final year, when you are coming for internship with TCS or any other company, you will have much better knowledge than anyone else working with us. And that is what will differentiate and help you grow exponentially wherever you go, right? So all these new technologies, you have access to Learning Hub. I know you guys are smart enough on self-learning. So make sure visit that learning.sap.com. Register yourself on Learning Hub. SAP is offering it free, and design your own learning journey, or we will arrange one separate session for how to design your learning journey, or once we sit and chalk out a plan for you guys, then you as well as your juniors will get benefited out of it. Okay, so Joule definitely is very much required. It is a conversational front-end tool. So earlier days, when I started my SAP career, if I have to look at how many open purchase orders I have to ask the IT guy, can you help me with list of open purchase orders? Or the person who has access of list of open purchase orders. Now with Joule, you can just simply type or speak saying that I want to see open purchase order list. It will flash it on the screen. It is not only giving you the reports or the information, it is also executing a task. So that's the power of Joule, and it will get enhanced every year. So you start slow with ABAP as a foundation, and then based on how you are picking it up, make sure every semester you grab one certification from SAP. They offer you 2 per year, so you make sure every year to grab 2 certificates. And that way, by the time you clear your graduation, you already have 4 certificates from SAP, if SAP is what is exciting you. By the time you go for internship, you will have hands-on working project experience. Why will companies refuse you to onboard? You will get onboarded on the day you complete your internship. So you have to build your own brand, you have to build your own CV. You should not be needing help of anyone else. Invest right from second year or third year. Okay? I hope I answered your question. Any other question? No, thank you guys. I really enjoyed. Appreciate your patience. Thank you. Thank you.
So, moving ahead, I request Umesh sir to proceed for the Japanese language proficiency and its importance and how it is connected to the IT job roles or the other job roles. Over to you, sir, please.
So, good morning, all of you. So, I'm going to introduce myself first, but before that, I just need to understand that how many of you are from, a non-IT graduation background? If you just raise your hands, non-IT. Non-IT, okay, so we do have people. Okay, thanks guys. So accordingly, I'll say a few things. I have this one slide, I'll tell you why. Normally what I do is, before I go to in this kind of a pitch, it's important to understand, year after year, what's the way students think. The students, what they want to hear is different. So my wife happens to be a professor not this college, some other college. So I just ask her, that, this is what I've prepared. Don't show her the presentation, but I tell her that, this is what I've prepared, what do you think? I did the same thing before coming here, and she rejected 50% of the content. She said, if you show this, they want to sleep. So I have only one slide. I listen to her, I generally listen to her, because she knows more than me. So I don't want you to sleep. Now, this is 50% rejection by my wife. And now just see, I have 2 sessions, okay? One session just before the lunch, when you're hungry. And another session after the lunch when you're sleepy. So I'm in a big challenge that, what to say now. So what I'll do is, my focus today, because I did see, students who are from a non-IT background. And, I was also having, a discussion with the dignitaries over here from your college to understand, what is, how do they see you, what kind of things they do offer you. So what I want to do is, I want to focus on people, especially I'm saying, not that's necessarily the objective, but the people who want to shift from non-IT to IT, right? Because technical, what you have already offered, right? You know about, what kind of technical capabilities we have. But there are people who want to somehow, who could be from a mechanical background, from some other, background, want to move to IT. So 2 things. One, how do we move? And how does Japanese play a role in that? Okay. So the question is that why are you speaking about it? Because for the past 25 years almost, I started in 2002, January. I've been associated with Japan geography as such. I knew the language since then. And I started off as a developer initially. I was a VB developer then. But then, the things started changing, I got into infra support. And then I thought that, the language is working for me as well. Because I learned the language not, to get a job. I learned the language so that, just for some other reason. This is not the forum to tell you. But. So now the thing is, I come from an infrastructure background, wherein the non-IT people over here need to understand that typically there would be development, would be development, and there would be services. So infrastructure necessarily means that whatever the basic infrastructure we offer, something like a network, or today it's storage, which is cloud, and then there would be Microsoft like O365. All these technologies are supported in a certain way, okay? From simple to complex, which I've mentioned over here, I'm going to come to that. But how can we merge language with this is the question today. I'll be splitting this into 2 sessions. One is today, right now, this session, where I'll address what kind of opportunities we have because you're still hungry. And in the second session, we'll we're going to have an FAQ, kind of Q&A session, where we have come up with some FAQs as well. And how Japanese works, how the Japanese mindset works, because we are talking about Japan geography. So I am working with the Japanese people, which means that all my customers are necessarily Japanese companies. That's the whole point, okay? So when I did start as a developer, and during these 25 years, only 1 year I was with an automobile company, okay? Where I learned certain things, and that's the reason I want to share something with you. That when I joined the company, I told them that I know nothing about automobile. I'm a developer. I come from IT. I know Japanese as a language. So now, how do you fit me in over here? I joined for some other reason. So their expectation was, see, language is language. Okay? What they told me was, I was a little bit hurt. They told me that just because I can't speak English, you got a job. And I didn't like that. See, someone's disability has become my job. And I was a domain person, I was an IT person. It's not that I didn't have a domain. So that struck me somewhere. I thought that this is not right? Just because he's not able to speak something, he thinks that I got a job. So I decided, no, this is not the way. I'm going to change my direction for the career. So that's when I realized what the expect is, that the language is something that helps to understand what we are speaking. In professional terms, in personal terms, it's great. You can write a book, you can write a poetry. But when it comes to profession, it helps you communicate, right? So now, when that happens, how is it going to help you to get a job by learning a language? That's the whole point. So you must have a domain. And a Japanese person, when you have a language, ignores the language because he assumes that you know it, and then focuses on the domain. So what kind of jobs do we have, and how would people over here who are aspiring to learn a language be able to get these kind of jobs? So I'll address two things in one, which is the non-IT guys trying to move into IT, and then how does the language work over here, okay? So now, it's okay if you're not able to see what's written over there. I'm just taking this as, kind of reference for me. So primarily when we are talking about infra support, okay, it's split into three parts, which we call level 1 support, level 2 support, and level 3 support. So L1, L2, L3. Now what this means is that, let's say, Praveen sir was talking about SAP. So, that's domain, technical domain certification, right? So you get the necessary knowledge of that domain, and then you step in. But in infra support, you kind of have a way out, right? The non-technical people, they think that, okay, how do I get into IT? Do I necessarily have to do a strong domain? But I'm not that guy. I want to, kind of just get into IT first, understand what IT means, and then maybe after 2 years or 3 years, when I get an understanding of, what is available, then I want to, select and start, getting deeper into technology. We have those kind of people as well. So the easier way out, if we can call it so, is that these L1, 2, and 3 rules. What are they? Generally, when we talk about L1, what we're saying is that you can pick up any technology. Okay, you could pick up cloud, you could pick up network, you could pick up, N365. These technologies have an option that you go very deep into the technology, and then you start supporting the implementations, the upgrade of the technology, or the troubleshooting over there. That's one way that you prepare while you're in the college. If you have that appetite, you learn that technology in that way, and then directly jump into a technical role. That's one way to get into IT. Another way is that when you get into L1 kind of a role, it means that, let me give you a background. Japanese companies right now, the banks of our Japanese IT companies, the banks and the IT companies, both. Many of them, especially the financial institutions in Japan, they are still working on mainframes. If the IT guys are aware, they are still into the old technologies where they are onto mainframes. They want to get from mainframes to the latest technology, which is the client server based technology. So what happens is that if you compare the Western market versus Japan, Japan has a long way to go, due to which Japan has started outsourcing the simple tasks to Indian IT companies, to put it very simply. So now these guys who are working on very old technologies, they want to move to the latest technology. They want to move all the data to cloud. It's not going to happen simply that we pick the data and we put it on cloud. That's not going to happen. There are many steps in between. So when we talk about L1 over here, what happens is that they have just started shifting. We help them to shift to the newer technologies. We are implementing those technologies, and then we are monitoring those services, right? Whatever services we have provided them, we are monitoring those services. So when that happens, the tasks that are handed over are generally what we call as SOP based tasks. Okay, so which means that the standard procedures or the user manuals are available. You have to just refer to that and do the task. It could be something as simple as resetting password of a server. From that to applying a patch to the operating system. So simple things over here. So those people who are not into hardcore technology right now or do not have an IT background, they can very well choose these kind of tasks. How will it help is the question. One, you can step into IT That's one thing. Secondly, you have time with you to also prove your language skills. Okay. Now you learn Japanese. Suddenly, if you put you in front of a customer, it's going to be very difficult, right? So we don't want that to happen. It's not going to work that way. So generally, what TCS does is that whenever you chose, especially the L1 kind of a role, 1.5 years, we keep you in that role because we know you're not a technical person. We allow you to settle down. Very simple things, right? Something like, have you heard of ServiceNow? Anyone? Ticketing tools or ITIL concepts? It's okay. We will not go too much into technology. There are people who definitely know over here. But when you can choose these things, you for the first 1.5 years, you understand what the technology is. For 1.5 to 2 years time, you decide that, okay, do I want to go for cloud? Do I want to go deeper into some other technology? You have the time to do that. At the same time, you can learn Japanese as well. The second session today is more on the language part, where we'll be focusing on those people who want to learn language. But when you get into Japan geography, especially, if you learn the language, you will always have a benefit of getting a stronger role just because you can communicate with the customer or the on-site person. Always remember this. It's always going to be this way. So anyone who thinks that he wants a language-based role and also technology, but may not be able to choose a very strong domain, technical domain right now, he can choose infra support-based roles, which is L1 kind of a role. Once you spend time, let's say for 1.5 years over here in L1 role, now you think that, okay, I've spent enough time in cloud or network, and now I want to become a technical person in that role. You can choose, a certification within TCS where you can become a technical person later on. It could be an L2 role or L3 role later on. So it's kind of a career growth path which we have chalked out for at least 4 to 5 years, out of which first 2 years are generally seized. We lock them in the L1 role. Okay? So that's the way we approach as a combination of using a language and a technology so that it is easier for you to get into TCS, understand the environment, and move ahead. So while we are trying to, pose the infrastructure opportunities for you over here, any one of you who is yet already into language, started learning language, anyone? How many people over here? Okay, already studied. Okay, comparatively it's lesser number, but there are people who are already learning it. And anyone who has any plans in the future to learn the language as such? Okay, you do have it. I was again having one more conversation that learning language, I know people, going through that script and, the kanji and stuff, people give up. A lot of people give up, I know that. The thing is that the courses that you learn are conducted by the Japan embassy, and so they have a standard format. They cannot have different formats for different countries. But then I was just having again a conversation before coming here that we can introduce your institute to people who are into professional language services since long. They can design courses for you which are more practical, okay? Which are not, the traditional way you learn. They will focus more on spoken rather than focusing only on the grammar and stuff. So that is one thing that we are thinking of right now, as to how to make it more practical and more understandable for you. So before I move on, or I give you a glimpse of what exactly we do over here, is there anyone over here who wants to know more about what I've just mentioned? I had 2 objectives. One is to try and address the concerns of those people who are trying to move from non-technical to technical and who are trying to move to language over here. So I don't want to bombard you with information without understanding what you're able to perceive what I'm saying. So any one of you who is having question at this stage with either of it, either the language, moving, learning the language, or trying to get into IT with the objective which I just mentioned. Anyone, any question? If no, I'll move ahead. Otherwise, I'll wait for a couple of seconds for questions, if you have any. No questions for now? No, that's okay. I just wanted to check first. Okay. So now the thing is, when you talk about IT infrastructure, how is the growth path? Is it the same as what has been explained to you about SAP, or is it different? For the first 1.5 years, for sure, those who have moved from a non-technical background to a technical background, trying to move, will have this L1 role, which says, it's either, an alert monitoring or SOP-based job, where you do the basic tasks, where you're exposed to multiple tools that are used to perform these operations. Now, these tools are, IT/IR, ITSM-based tools. These are different tools which you're exposed to. So for the first 1.5 years, you will be exposed to this kind of a role, okay? In the second year, after 1.5 years, you have a choice of either learning a new technology, because infrastructure involves multiple technologies, okay? It's not just one technology. There are multiple technologies involved in that. And take a technical role while you learn Japanese, okay? And then we have another way that, after you get a certain experience of the technology, do you want to move as a linguist, which is the last portion, which is coordination? That, no, technology is okay, I need to, focus on language. That's another way where you are developed as a project coordinator. That you learn only the language, you understand the domains, basic of domains, and then you move ahead. That's another way to do it. And the third way is that after you have gathered sufficient, experience, you can get into management role. That is another thing which comes under, talent development. So I won't, kind of address it over here. But then there are courses available in TCS where you can move into management field as well. So these are the 3 ways which are available, even if you learn the language. Even if you only learn the language, we can help you to learn this. There was one question that, earlier that, I could feel that, fine, you're telling all these things, but what if we need help over here, to either learn a technology or learn the language? What help is available? So, from bilingual perspective, we come from a unit called as Japan-Centric Development Center, which is JDC. Why we have built this center is that, as I said, I've been working with the Japanese people, and the total mindset, which you'll understand in the next session, is completely different. Okay, they believe more in skills than certifications. That's the way Japan works. Nothing wrong with certifications. But, they believe more in skills. They believe more in methods. So to learn their methods, you need to put in a lot of efforts, okay? So for that, we have set up a separate center called as Japan-Centric Delivery Center, wherein we help people understand that, how do we learn things about Japan? And based on that, we offer roles to you. We pull you into the JDC model. It's a bit different. It focuses only on Japanese customers. So, because we have these standard methods for Japan, there is a concept that has been introduced by TCS, which is what we call as, people who have been, for example, like me, who have been in Japan, me or Nivedita, we have been associated with Japan for a very long time. So they're generally called as the contextual masters. What it means is that whenever we have freshers on board in TCS, it's important that all the support they need in terms of learning the language, learning the technology, the support I'm saying, we don't teach them as such, but all the support or redirecting them to the necessary support is what we extend to them. For example, if we have learned how the Japanese people work and we have taken 10 years to learn that, you don't need to take 10 years. So we'll help you out in situations in terms of technology, in terms of the contextual information in much lesser time, which you would be able to apply it in the Japan geography. So unless you understand the context of what I'm speaking, which will come in the second session, it will be a more interesting session in terms of the context. It will not be on the jobs. It will be more on the context. So there are contextual masters that have been appointed who act like consultants, and who help you to understand whatever is needed in terms of the processes in Japan. We have delivery excellence group. We have the technology people with us will help you understand how to get there. Kind of a training which is on the job training which is available, because this is the format we followed in JDC. So with all this, it's important for us to understand that when we are offering a job for you in infrastructure domain in JDC, it will be necessarily keeping in mind that anybody who wants to join Japan, the JDC, Japan Centric Delivery Center, the customers are Japanese, the methods are going to be Japanese. Technology, any technology, you need not necessarily be a bilingual, you can be a monolingual and still join this unit and get a touch and feel of infrastructure support. This is not a development center. So anybody who's having a technical background of development, it's not going to work that way. We don't have development support over here, but we have infrastructure support over here. So those people who are trying to get here will be able to get in with or without bilingual, but when we come to bilingual support, there would be a certain requirement in terms of the courses which most of you are going to go for JLPT courses. So we require a bare minimum of N4, let's say. We start with N4. Okay, we don't start with N5, but we start with N4 over here. And from N4 we move forward. Now your entry point is N4. Okay, so once you get N4 certification, you can definitely get in as an intern. And once you get N4, from Japanese perspective in JDC, to help you out with on-the-job training for these roles, that can be done. So you need not know the technology, that's okay. Considering these roles, I'm talking about these. Don't think I'm talking about SAP, we'll confuse things. And these guys will beat me up, okay, later on. So it's not about SAP, it's about infrastructure support. So you can definitely focus more on Japanese. You can get an entry point by doing N4, and then we can help you, get into infrastructure support. So that's what we precisely do. Okay, so that's more about JDC. That's more about the kind of roles we offer over here. And the thing is, there are multiple language programs which we are running right now, wherein we are having Japanese people in Japan, TCS Japan, come down to India, stay in India for 6 months or 1 year, and learn the global ways. And we have comparatively lesser number of people who travel from India to Japan as expats to get an exposure of the Japanese working methods, right? But definitely this requires a higher certification for Japanese. So these programs are also run. So we do have a language support available. We are not into language training as such. So we don't have in-house training, but we have programs which help you expose to the Japan geography. Okay. So guys, this is all about the roles that we offer, right? So I'm very much aware. It's almost lunchtime, right? So this is the what we offer in terms of roles. I don't know how much of it you could grasp it. The second session, I was thinking how to do it, this first or the other one first, but if I would have taken that one first, post-learning is going to be a difficult task for me anyway. So I took this one first. So still, assuming that you have understood what I've said, now, do you still have any questions or any, anything to ask about, especially the language part or, the roles that we offer? If you have anything, please go ahead. Again, we'll have a pause here. It's I'm going to stop now. Any questions? Okay, great. So no questions, JDC needs to have a very positive feedback that no questions, everything was answered.
Perfect understood.
Sorry? Oh, why not? Anyone's okay.
Answer the question, sir. See, answer will be able to bring them. Come to answer in the hands on.
I'll answer this question a little diplomatically. So now, if you want to have a certification, right, it starts from N5 to N1, N1 being the highest, N5 being the lowest. If we start from N5, if you study well, every single year, you can have one certification. Okay? However, when we say N5 to N4, N4 to N3, you will be certified, but that does not assure that you will be able to speak. Yes, speaking normally, based on our experience, at least 3 to 4 years of exposure, right? Because now I'll tell you what these guys, somebody, when I was talking about Japanese, suddenly the faces change. I saw a few faces there when I talk about the script, right? So the reason being that we are teaching this too traditionally, right? You have to learn the grammar and the script, and it's a long process. So if you go by that process, 3 to 4 years to have a grasp of the grammar and to understand, to be able to talk a little bit. And if you go into the industry, it's faster because you're exposed to customers. So technically, in 5 years, you have reached till N1, but that's not possible. You'll need to put in a lot of efforts, at least 3 years of industry exposure to be able to talk. Otherwise, it's difficult. So 3 years of industry exposure will get you somewhere. Right.
Hello, sir. I'm in third year, 5th semester. So I just had one question. We will be having I think TCS drive in 6th semester, starting of 6th semester, maybe in May or March, something like that. So will Japanese, means if we start learning till N5, if that's possible, will that be beneficial for the placement drive, or it won't be make any sense?
No, it is beneficial. I'll tell you how it is beneficial. I did say that N4 is, kind of the basic criteria, which is true. It still holds true. But if you pass N5, then you definitely have an upper hand over your colleague who doesn't know Japanese. So if we have to pull in a person, let's say you along with 4 other non-Japanese people apply for the same position, for sure you'll be selected. Because you have a scope to learn, right? Right now you're N5. You have a scope to learn N4. On top of that, you have a scope to get exposed to the job, on-the-job training as well. So you getting hired because you're a Japanese certified are very high. You'll definitely be preferred for that. Absolutely, absolutely. Language is an add-on. The only thing is that the profile which I mentioned about, project coordination and stuff, if at the entry point itself you expect that I want to get into language support, project coordination, then that requires a really high skill already. But if you are thinking that no, I don't want to get into project coordination, I'm okay with the L1 profile, then what you mentioned, like having an N5 certification, is absolutely helpful, no question about it. So I'm talking about having a domain and then an add-on language certification. That anyone who is having any additional certification, even N5, will have an upper hand on all the other candidates, for sure. Right. Any more questions? So how many of you plan to come back after the lunch? Okay, 10, 15 people? Okay, the rest are not going to come back. Okay. So anyway, the second half is going to be, a little different. We're going to have a little more fun session. In terms of, it's going to be a little bit, a mindset kind of thing, wherein, how Japan works, right? Because language is fine. You learn all the kanjis and this and that stuff. But when we expect certain things, I'm not sure how many of you have heard about, Japanese people being in a certain way. Why are they so? How is Japan come to that level? It's about that. We're going to have a session for that after that. Okay? So great, guys. I guess I'm through with that. So let's close this session for now. Okay, thank you.
So thanks, Umesh sir, Anjali madam, Ashish sir, Kulkarni madam, and Purva is there. So I think all the sessions till that time are over, and the kind of knowledge that the Praveen sir, Anjali, and Unmesh sir has given is that how you can proceed with the SAP learning and with the help of Japanese language certification, JLP, how you can proceed with your career. And this is the right crowd, second year and third year. And as Unmesh sir has mentioned that afternoon sessions would be quite fun. So hopefully you will come over here and have the learning here. Just like to share that one incident. I think 15 days back we had one our alumni who had joined TCS way back in 2017, and he shared about all these SAP certifications to the students, and he also extended hands that if required I can come over here on Saturdays and ask the students how they can go through the SAP learning. And he specifically spoke about warehouse management WM and the new tool that is EWM, external warehouse management. So with this, with a permission from all the dignitaries, we'll proceed to a lunch, and hopefully, Sanjog sir, is there any plan here onwards?
So raise your hand. How many of you install SAP in your system? Now, next question is, how many of you got the credentials? Oh, nice. Good.
We need to see all of these in the workshops, huh?
Yes.
ऐसा नहीं कि पीछे से गायब हो गए सब.
There's no choice. Attendance compulsory.
Attendance compulsory.
Compulsory.
And what for the attendance also?
It's for your own benefit. We are not here for our benefit.
It'll be a fun session, so please join, guys.
And by now, are you clear that you want to go in a technical stream or a functional stream? Are you clear on that? At least, if you are taking SAP as your career guidance, then whether you are going to technical stream or functional stream. If technical, I think we will be taking that session. Yeah. Hello. So am I audible? So students, I just wanted to ask, are you clear in your mind by now with the sessions that we had that you want to go in a functional stream or a technical stream? If at all you are going in SAP.
For your information, ma'am, actually, I was selling SAP for around 4 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's a great domain.
Yeah.
In fact, for core branches also, in fact, it's for IT also. I mean, I have seen this journey, like the people, the way they have climbed the ladder. So, guys, grab it. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity.
Yes, yes. I mean, you have a very enthused dignitaries and you are the TPOs that you get this opportunity to learn about SAP, to know about SAP. Back in our days, I don't think so we had that much opportunity also to understand that. So it was only when we started working or learning, that time we came to know about it. But I think for you, it's now the good opportunity that you should know about it. Okay, and please join us for the workshop session. Yeah, post lunch. Thank you.
How many of you from second year? Raise your hand. Achha, most of them. So see, those who registered for SAP after lunch have to go to the respective labs, and those who wanted to attend the sessions for Japanese, they have to come back to auditorium only. Now here I wanted to understand the split. How many are coming back to auditorium for Japanese? Okay. Yeah. So you have 30 minutes of break for lunch. Please have your lunch. Now you can proceed for the lunch and come back to labs. Now the next question is, which lab you will sit in? The labs which is adjacent to SP&IR cell